Okay, now we've just finished looking at what to organise before you die. Now we're going to go ahead and look at what to do when someone dies. So click on there. Okay, so what to do when someone dies. There's a lot to do when someone close to you dies. What you'll need to do depends on your relationship with the person who has died. So on this page we're going to look at following the death, registering the death, organising the funeral, using the death certificate, finalising a deceased estate, and looking after yourself. Okay, the first one, following the death. Now check if they're an organ and tissue donor, and you can ask the hospital to check the Australian Organ Donor Registry with the link there. Check for a will and important documents. They will help you act on behalf of the person who died and tell you what their final wishes were. Check there are care arrangements in place for children and dependent family members. This information may be in the person's will. If care arrangements for a child change, this may affect certain payments. So you've got the link there. Check if family and friends know of the death. You may want to ask them to contact other family members and friends. Read about who to tell when someone dies, and you've got that link there. Check with us if you can get bereavement assistance for help for either of the following: when an adult dies and when a child dies. Check if the person was in the Defence Force or was the partner of a veteran. If they were, you may be able to get help with some of the costs or with arranging the funeral service. Check the following websites to see if either of these organisations can help. So you have the Department of Veterans Affairs website and their Returned and Services League website. So if any of these apply to you, click on them and see what information is available there. Registering the death. You must register the death with Births, Deaths and Marriages Registry in your state or territory. They'll then issue a death certificate, and the following links will take you away from our website. So depending on the state or territory that you belong to, you will find out more information on the death certificate. So we'll look at New South Wales. Okay, so if we click on New South Wales, it will give you information there. And you can apply for certificates online. So each state or territory will have their own. If you're having a funeral, the funeral director will usually register the death on your behalf. Organising the funeral. If you're having a funeral, you can discuss the following with the funeral director: plans for the funeral, burial or cremation, the cost, and the payment. Now, the Money Smarts website provides helpful information on how to pay for a funeral, and again you have a link there. If the funeral home is a registered Centrepay business, you can use Centrepay to help pay for the funeral costs. Use our Find a Business tool to check if they're registered. Now, Centrepay, that was in the previous video. Using the death certificate. It can take some time to get a death certificate. Once you get to the death certificate, make multiple copies. Have the copies certified by a Justice of the Peace, and provide a certified copy to all the people and organisations who requested them. Now, to find a Justice of the Peace in your state, go to this link here, the Australia.gov.au website, and you can get your copies certified at most police stations and libraries. Use our Who to Notify checklist to help you keep track of who to tell. And you might have to show the original copy of the death certificate with the certified copy. Finalising a deceased estate. Finalising a deceased estate can take up to 12 months. If it's complex or contested, it can take even longer. Now, to finalise the estate, you may need to ask us for information about the person who died, their assets and how much we were paying them. So there's a link there for Ask Us. You may also need to manage their Australian tax affairs. To do this, follow the steps in the Deceased Estate Checklist on the Australian Taxation Office website. Now you must tell us within 14 days of getting any money or assets from a deceased estate if any of the following apply. That you must tell us within 14 days of getting any money or assets from a deceased estate if any of the following apply. You get a payment or service from us, have an aged care fee assessment, and you can tell us by updating your income and assets online, and you can click on the link there. Looking after yourself, this may be a difficult time. Remember to take care of yourself and look after your mental and physical health. Our payment and service finder may help you find health services in your local area. Again, there's a link there. To access confidential counselling services 24 hours, 7 days a week, call Lifeline Australia on 131 114, Beyond Blue on 1300 22 4636, Men's Line Australia on 1300 789 978, or the Grief Line on 1300 845 745 from 6 a.m. to midnight, Australian Eastern Standard Time, 7 days a week. Consider your finances. Speak with a Financial Information Services Officer with the link there before making any financial decisions. You need to tell Centrelink of changes to income and assets within 14 days. Read, and you've got a link here, what to organise before you die. You could do any of the following: review your will, think about your funeral and how to pay for it, register as an Australian organ donor with the link there, make your wishes known to family and friends, and you can read more about death and bereavement with the link there on the Australian.gov.au website. Okay, so that is the end of the What to Do When Someone Dies video, and our next one will be Who to Tell When Someone Dies. So you can click on the link above for the next video, Who to Tell When Someone Dies.